Anansi Goes to Hospital is the first in a series of 6 books primarily for children ages 6 to 10, but parents or older siblings are encouraged to read to younger children. It's an easy read which includes a glossary and a word search activity at the back of the book. Anansi is basically the same fun-loving, naughty but nice character we know and love. He's an avid football player who is injured during a practice session in the forest. Anansi was a very skillful football player, so he was chosen for many different positions. Today, he would be a striker. He was faster than most of the other players and often had to be scolded about not passing the ball enough. Just as he was about to dribble the ball past Lenny the Lap, another player tried to tackle him and slammed into Anansi, sending him crashing into the dirt. Martin the monkey was running so fast that he could not stop in time and tried jumping over Anansi, but Anansi's legs got in the way and Martin accidentally stepped on one of them. It made a crunching noise and everyone went totally silent. In 2008, just over a year of us establishing the Just Because Foundation, we took on the mammoth task of creating a space in the hospital for children with cancer and other non-communicable diseases. This was also a promise to JB because for his major surgery, he was in the RVI in the UK, and it was a brightly colored ward with lots of activities and fun stuff. So he asked if we could fix up the hospital in Trinidad, and that's what we did. During the planning stages, Noel came up with the great idea of keeping the theme of the ward indigenous to the Caribbean. Though we love SpongeBob and Peppa Pig, we wanted to create a space for Anansi and the other animal characters. When JB was first diagnosed, as parents, we were asked to take his blood samples from the clinic to the lab. It was a long walk. JB would often jokingly say, "Mom, can't you take a taxi instead?" On those walks, I would actually look down, and it was almost as if I memorized the cracks on those red tiles. And I would pray. Or actually, sometimes I wouldn't pray, but I would just ask God, why me? Why JB? Why our family? We were God-fearing, we were a good family, we were at our best when JB was diagnosed with alveolar rhabdomyosarcoma. I remember vividly taking a parent from the clinic to the lab to show her where the lab was. Again, as before, my head was down and I was thinking, why me? And then I got the answer. Why not me? And at that moment, I decided maybe I should chronicle what we went through as a family so as to help other families who were currently going through it. So I started to write my book, or the manuscript for my book, Why Not Me? Maybe 65% of it I had already done when my laptop got stolen from my office and I did not have a backup copy. So that door basically closed. I tried my best to start it over many times, but somehow it didn't seem right anymore. So I shelved the idea. And for years it was at the back of my mind, wanting to do it, but not knowing how to pick back up those pieces that I had lost. In 2018, I got the amazing opportunity to write articles for the Guardian Media Group through the Health Plus magazine. I would really like to thank the management and staff because what started off being just 4 articles during the month of September, Cancer Awareness Month, turned into 2 years of articles. I was able to interview parents who were currently going through it, doctors, nurses, auxiliary staff. 3 of my favorite articles are when I had the opportunity to interview 3 of our former patients. To me, it was like full circle. One just graduated nursing school, the other one is studying to be a doctor, and the third one is a pharmacy student. I think to me that is such a blessing. So I thank God for that opportunity. But then that door closed as well. That's when the idea, the vision, the excitement came back to me to write a children's book as a way to educate anyone, everyone, on the journey of a child with cancer. The images of this book have been vividly brought to life by an amazing artist, Anansi Goes.
My name is Anansi Goes, and for as long as I can remember, I've always loved being creative. I first started using art as a hobby and as stress relief while I was doing my postgraduate studies and teaching at the UWI a few years ago. Now I'm a full-time artist and business owner. My business being Art of Anansi, which specializes in custom artwork using both traditional and digital media. When I was approached to work on this book, I was extremely excited. The opportunity came at a time when I was ready and open to work on big projects and also looking for avenues to give more of myself to charitable initiatives. I was given a copy of the book and an outline of the illustrations that Chevaughn and Noel wanted to include. And from that we created some concept sketches which went back and forth until we were happy with them. At which point I cleaned up the sketches, inked the line art, and then painted using watercolors.
After a 1-hour drive to the city, up ahead in the distance, Anansi saw a huge grey building with a large sign that read, "Hospital." Fear started to creep in because he had never been this far away from the forest before. "Mom, I'm so scared," he said with a trembling voice. "Don't be scared, son," she replied, her heart beating out of her chest. "We're here so the doctors can help you." Dad was very silent throughout the entire journey. He was deep in thought all the way. As they drove onto the hospital compound and went up the emergency ramp, Anansi let out a squeal of excitement, forgetting, just for a moment, all the pain he was feeling. "I wish the girls were here," he said. "They would have loved this." Dad carried him towards the huge glass doors that opened automatically, and Anansi saw that there was a lot going on inside. Lots of running back and forth, and there were other animals being attended to. Just then, he heard a loud noise, "Wah-wee, wah-wee, wah-wee," as an ambulance pulled up with an injured goat. "Mom, that looks like Gary." Anansi's voice quivered. Step aside, please, coming through," the ambulance driver said. There was a rush of noise, screaming, crying, shouting, animals moving in all directions. Anansi began to panic and thought about getting away, but the doors were already closing him inside this crazy place. No trees, no rivers, no friends. And to those of you who pre-read, commented, and shared your thoughts on this project moving forward, I trust and I pray that God continue to bless you. Your input was priceless. To Noel and the other members of the JBF Board of Directors, many, many thanks for supporting my projects. I would like to acknowledge and thank Ms. Chevaughn Thompson for not giving up when I felt like, for gently pushing us and for insisting that we set deadlines, even though we didn't always keep them. To my staff, Renisha, Ronaldo, and Rachel, for being my sounding board and such a great support. And to my most favorite, our Raven, you inspire me with your commitment, your focus, and your drive. Love you, baby girl. And most importantly, God. No words can describe my journey with you, always by my side. I thank you for trusting me with this assignment, even though it meant losing JB. Thank you for the visions and for unearthing the talents you gave me for such a time as this. So today, August the 2nd, we celebrate the 14th anniversary of the Just Because Foundation. JB would have been 20 years old. Unreal. So I'm not going to give away any more of the book, but I urge you to go out from September the 1st. The book will be available in bookstores. Get yourself a copy. Thank you in advance for your support.